Welcome to the Sports MVT Insider, a platform where we are unrelenting in covering our women in sports. And of course, we absolutely love celebrating those big moments and sometimes even those small moments as well. Now, today we are focusing more on the administrative side of sport, the people that help us support our athletes so that they can be the best that they can be and reach their fullest potential. Today, I'm joined by Peta Dixon. Now, she's the head of sponsorship, events and operations from Investec Group Marketing. Peta, how are you doing today?
Hi, thank you so much, Aaron. It's an absolute privilege and pleasure to be chatting to you today.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, before we start our conversation, I would love to talk to you, taking you away from the world of sport, taking you away from the busyness of your day-to-day life. Tell us, who is Peta away from the busyness of the amazing things that you do?
Crumbs. Okay, who is Peta Dixon? I suppose I'm a female with a traditional male name, which leads to a lot of confusion when people phone and they expect to hear a guy on the other end of the phone call. I'm a born and bred Pretoria girl. So my blood is blue. I'm a big Blue Bulls fan. Spent a lot of time at Loftus Stadium. I'm also a mom. I'm a daughter. I'm a sister. I've been at Investec this month on the 21st, next week Thursday, for 18 years, all within the marketing space and marketing roles. I am a novice yogi. I'm an ex-runner, got a bad back, and now enjoy kind of like long walks and hikes, and yeah, champagne and dark chocolate lover too.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. Champagne and dark chocolate, you say. Absolutely love it. Tell me, where did your love for sport actually begin?
I'll have to attribute that to my dad. He's really sporty all round, and also a huge sports fan, and spends a lot of time in front of the TV watching multiple sports. Especially, he's a rugby fan, Sharks. So I did cross the line over when I started attending a lot of games in Loftus. And I'm a bit of a daddy's girl, so what he did, I did too. And he was also the chairman of the Rally Commission for most of my upbringing. So I kind of grew up in the dusty streets or not even streets, the dusty roads of Swaziland on the Royal Swazi, a lot of motorsport, a lot of rugby, cycling, and school sports. So that's all been part of my childhood.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Let's talk a little bit about values. Now, I would love for you to just discuss your values as a woman in the industry, specifically looking at the marketing industry.
That's quite interesting. I actually feel that marketing as a whole is quite female. Maybe not so much in all of the senior roles, but definitely in those that get the work done. Um, Understanding the value of equality and the power that female influence brings into the world of marketing is important. It's something that we can all benefit from. In the industry and at businesses large, actually. We need that diversity of thought and the different lenses that both male and female bring into the space. I strongly and firmly believe that women should support women. We should straighten each other's crowns, and we should celebrate our successes in business and never lose our femininity. Or that multiplier effect that women bring into business. You know, we're individuals, we're caregivers, we're partners, and we view the world differently through different lenses, and that just adds so much richness into a conversation.
Definitely. I'd like for you to also discuss your motto in life. What drives you? What excites you?
Oh, crumbs. I've got a few, but I suppose there's two that are actually tattooed onto my body. Mom, sorry if you're hearing this for the first time. One of them, and I suppose I got this tattoo actually when we came out of hard lockdown in 2020, and it's called gratitude. It's tattooed on my arm. And gratitude is basically, it turns what we have into enough. So that is a motto I really, really do live by. The other one is breathe, which sounds fairly obvious, but it's a beautiful reminder of what to do that comes naturally. It's the first thing you do when you enter the world, and it's the last thing you do when you exit the world. And it's so important for us all to actually just take a moment and breathe. And yeah, something I always say is, this too shall pass.
That is true. That is so true. Let me take you back to 2004. Now, I would love to discuss, how did you end up being the regional head of marketing for the private bank at Investec?
Sure, that's some time ago. Like I say, it's 18 years, right? So I started as an event manager for the private banking division in the Pretoria office of Investec. I actually got the interview through a family friend. They were visiting my mum, and she mentioned to them that I was potentially looking to move, and they sort of said, well, there's a role, and the rest, I suppose, is history. It feels like an absolute lifetime ago. From an event manager, I basically just worked my way up. I started in events, and then I became the team leader or the regional head of the Pretoria region. It was a small team, event managers. We called them MIAs. Sounds like they're missing in action, but it was a market information analyst, and we're a really critical component of marketing. So that sort of made up our team. All the regions had teams. And in those days, very much covering a very general marketing role, you know, all the activities for the region, research, events. I mean, crumbs, we even got, I mean, we would do client presentation packs, billboards, presentations for the regional head, you know, whatever needed to get done, really. If it wasn't banking, we did it.
Wow, quite exciting. Now, the one thing that's quite exciting is also some of the events that you guys run as Investec as well. But I would love for you to take me through a day at the Investec South African Women's Open. What do you actually get up to on the day?
Oh, wow. So I suppose it's quite difficult to put that into a day, because there's months of planning that go into it, obviously leading up to the Investec South Africa Women's Open. We've just had it. So this year we were there, we were on site, on course from the Monday through to the Sunday. So we're there for a full week. There's a massive grouping of people and a lot of work that goes behind rolling out an activation or sponsorship at this level, international golfing level. I'll talk you through the pro-am, actually, which is actually the day before the tournament. So that is the pro-am is where the professionals play the amateurs. It's a lovely opportunity for us as a corporate and for the other sponsors to entertain our clients. So we bring they are the amateurs, we bring them through and we pair them up with professionals, and they play in the golf day, the day before the tournament starts. So it's typical client entertainment, lots of hospitality. This year was, it could have been disastrous. And this is where the role and your quick thinking and your flexibility needs to come in. So it was a beautiful day on Monday. The pro-am was Tuesday. Woke up early in the morning to torrential rain. It was, you know, Cape Town brings all the elements in, right? So you have 5 seasons in one day, but torrential rain. And obviously the phone calls start sort of going, are we really going to have a pro-am today? And we're like, sure, no, absolutely. We're going ahead. This is happening. So, you know, get yourself quickly off to the golf course. And we just watch this rain. And I'm thinking, you know, golfers are a little bit like runners. If you know either one of the two sports, there's no such thing as bad weather. There's just bad clothing, right? So I'm like, no, just bring a raincoat. You'll be absolutely fine. So now, you know, you've got some of the people staying in Cape Town close to the ocean going, but there are very big waves in the ocean and it looks horrendous. I'm like, no, there's no ocean. Yeah, it's fine. It's just drizzling, but it's horrible. So we had to have our first port of call was a really urgent meeting with the Ladies European Tour, with the Sunshine Ladies Tour, and with the golf course to sort of go, can we even have a pro-am today? So the first call was to cancel all golf carts, which for an amateur is quite sad because it's 18 holes is a long way to walk when you're playing, when you're not expecting it. So we had to cancel all the carts because it would have ruined the course. And we obviously need to play a professional tournament for 4 days after that. And then what we decided to do was, watching the weather apps, was to change our tee off time. So it was a 10:30 tee off time. We changed it to 1 o'clock shotgun start, which means everybody goes out on every single hole and they all start at the same time, which means they also all finish at the same time. So it's an influx of people at the beginning and an influx at the end, getting people to their right holes. We had to change the catering times. We had to change the way we served the halfway house. We had to notify everybody, SMS, email, phone call. I mean, you've got to now get hold of every single person who's participating to tell them what's happening. So needless to say, we do this. So now it's all hands on deck. Everybody's just doing what they need to do. Roles are assigned and you roll with the punches. And we had a pro-am, and it did rain for about an hour after the guys started, but then it cleared up and it was a magnificent day, as Cape Town can do. So I suppose that's a way of showing how you need to make decisions on the day. You need to roll with the punches. You need to be flexible. And no matter how you've planned this to precision, change is always going to happen.